Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2023 Men's LSC Online Basketball Media Day. I'm Lucas Kinsey. With me today, members of West Texas A&M basketball team, head coach Tom Brown. Also, some very talented players with me today, Zach Toussaint, Ryland Holt, and Larry Wise. And we're excited to have Coach Brown and the players with us. Coach, hard to believe, but we're starting year 10 for West Texas A&M. It's been a decade with Tom Brown, Chris Gove, and company. Last year, you look at what the Buffaloes were able to accomplish. You won 27 games, 20-2 record in LSC play. That was really impressive, as tough as the conference is. Also, a sixth straight Lone Star Conference tournament championship that you won down in Frisco. So many good things. Also, got to throw this in, a nanosecond away, potentially from Elite Eight, with the ball almost being released there from Damian Thornton. So, looking back at last year, and you look at not only last year, but starting 10 years in this program, how have you been able to sustain all of that success?
Well, to have that much success, obviously you have to have players, and we have three really good players right here, and Zach Toussaint, Ryland Holt, and Larry Wise. We're going to really count on those guys this year as well as, in the past year. Zach has been with us for 5 years, Ryland 2, and Larry will be 3 now. And so those guys have really been a staple of our program, and then past players like David Chalovic and Ryan Quaid and Quay Grant, JoJo Murray, and even Gage Prim, who we just had for 1 year, Gotch for a couple of years, and we've had some really great ones come through. I'm going to miss some, and so I better say Brandon Hall, because Brandon Hall will get mad at me. But we've had some great players, maybe even guys that haven't been big numbers guys or big stats, but just great players in our program.
Sure.
Like an Eric Mosley, who was just fantastic for us year in and year out. And when you have those guys, and then you have the stability in the coaching staff, Coach Gove and I have been together for a long time, over 25 years. Coach Chalovic played 4 years here. Now this will be his second year. And then Coach Henderson, who's the head coach at St. Cloud State, was here for 8 years. So we have some consistency in the program. I think that really helps as well.
Yeah. One of those great players, speaking of great players, is this guy right here, Zach Toussaint. And Zach, you've been a part of a lot of wins, a lot of accolades during your time at West Texas A&M. For Zach, last year he was the 6th man of the year in the Lone Star Conference, also won the Lone Star Conference tournament MVP down in Frisco. Zach, what have you enjoyed most during your last 4 years here at WT? A lot of great moments.
Probably the most would be winning.
Okay.
Yeah, winning definitely the most after coming out of high school, not winning that much in high school, and then coming here and being around a winning culture and just winning all the time. Winning is my favorite thing to do, so yeah.
A lot of wins. Zach also climbing up the charts in a couple of categories all time. For West Texas A&M, he's in the top 10 in scoring going into this senior year. Another thing that everybody loves about Zach is he shoots the 3 ball better than anybody in the country, and Zach is actually 3rd going into the season in all-time threes made. He's got a chance. You were talking about David Chalovic. He's got a chance to go for that record of 388 made threes. Zach, you've made so many clutch shots during your career. We could almost do a top 10 with the shots that you've made. Being in pressure situations like that, coming out of a timeout, knowing that you're getting the ball, the play's going for you, how do you have the confidence to go out there and make those shots?
Well, first off, the play probably isn't going to me in the past, but we've had such great guys that it's usually going to someone else. But I just stay ready, and then whatever it takes to win. So if I have to make a shot to win, I'm going to do that.
Yeah. Awesome. Tom, just to kind of follow up on Zach, I remember when you recruited him, obviously, from Johnsburg, Illinois, and everybody's looking at this young kid, saying, how's he going to come in? How's he going to help this team? Has he exceeded even what you imagined for him when you recruited him?
Yeah, I think, it's watching him. I didn't see him play live. Coach Gove was the guy, and, we do have a connection with Zach, with John Smith, who's actually going into the Hall of Fame at Winona State this year. Should be a lot of fun going back for that. But, we had a little connection there. And so that's kind of how you get those connections, and you go check out players. And when Coach Gove saw him, he really liked him. I watched him on film, and I said, you better be right on this one, because I did not like him on film. He didn't play any defense. He shot every time. And it was just, you're 5'10", and you weigh about 150 pounds. So it wasn't like there was a lot of schools after him. But Coach Gove does a great job of evaluating talent and saw something in him. And we're really lucky to have Zach. and we're really lucky to have him for 5 years.
Yeah.
And those are the guys that you want to have. And, even if we do get beat, you go down swinging, and Zach's going to go down swinging. Like he said, he's going to take that shot. So it's been a lot of fun to have him on the team.
Awesome. We'll see if we can get some of those plays called for you this year, Zach, all right? We're going to move over to Larry, and Larry Wise coming back for his senior season. Larry the Hooper, as I like to call him. Last year, the last 2 seasons, the first team all LSC selection, 14 points a game last year. Another thing that impressed me with Larry was his free throw percentage, 92% from the free throw line for Larry Wise. Larry, you came to WT from a Division I school a couple of years ago from North Texas. I know in the offseason, maybe some opportunities for you to leave, but you chose to come back for a final ride with the Buffaloes this year. Talk about that.
Oh, yeah. It's just I know what I was coming back here for, and I know what was already here established over those 2 years. Like I said, like Zach said, winning definitely plays a part in that. So I definitely knew that I had a family here with open arms to welcome me in. So.
Yeah. Well, I know Buff Nation is certainly glad, and this guy's glad too, that we have number 35 back with us. Tom, kind of echoing here a little bit on Larry, over the last 2 years, everybody sees him that he's a natural scorer. He can shoot the three. He can put it on the floor and get to the rim. But how have you seen Larry develop his overall game? Also, how has he developed as a young man and as a leader?
Well, I think, I've got I got a lot of confidence in Larry.
Yeah.
And we will run some sets for him, try to give him the ball. Because if you don't double him, he's a really good passer out of the double team. Okay. And then he can get his shot off. And he's actually proved it the last couple of weeks in practice even. He's been really tough in practice. Because we have some guys that can play, and we have a little bit more size this year. But he's scoring on, seems like everybody in practice. And so his offensive game is really at a high level. If you can get that defense at a really high level as well, I mean, he has a chance to play professionally at some point in time. At what level, I don't know, but there's going to be people coming after him this year, and we've talked about it a little bit. Larry's going to have to be able to handle that, but he's got some weapons around him, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Larry's someone I really wanted out of high school, and he didn't turn me down. He went to North Texas, which was great. But we're really happy to have him, and we get him for 3 years. And so it's, the way the game is now in this day and age, it's year by year, and to have a 5-year guy and a 3-year guy is really special. And it'll be a lot of fun this year.
One more thing to add about Larry, we know he can shoot the three with 2 shoes or with just 1 shoe on, right? We found that out last year in the postseason. All right, we'll turn our attention to Ryland Holt. Ryland transferred to West Texas A&M last year, and I felt like with Ryland, as the season went on, you started to really find your identity, find that role on the team. Ryland was a fan favorite, dive on the floor for loose balls, get offensive rebounds, 27 shot blocks last year. And of course, everybody, it's like as the NCAA tournament came, right? Ryland stepped his game up, 23 points in that win over Angelo State. And so, Ryland, talk about your experience last year joining West Texas A&M. I know you talked to me at the beginning of the year and said you were so glad to be a part of the program. Talk about last year.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Zach kind of touched it on the nose. It's whatever it takes to win. I think that's kind of the mindset in the locker room with everybody, and that's kind of what I wanted to bring to the table. I think that's my game before I came here, and that's what I wanted to bring to this team for sure.
I'm thinking about even 5-hour energy. He's number 5, brings the energy, something like that with Ryland. Tom, in talking about Ryland, talk about how his game developed, and really, do you see him having an even higher ceiling going into this last year?
Yeah, I think the big thing with Ryland last year is he had a little, he was out a little bit. He didn't play every game. If we can keep him in the lineup, he's got a chance to be a really, really good player. He's someone that can shoot the ball, he can get to the basket. His defense is very good. He's sneaky athletic.
Yeah.
I don't think he's really, really athletic, but he's sneaky athletic.
Somehow he blocked all those shots, right?
Somehow he blocked all those shots. But he's a guy that understands the game. He's always 99% of the time he's in the right position defensively. And like I said before, I mean, these 3 guys, anybody, if we have a chance to win a national championship and one of these 3 guys is taking the shot for the win, I feel very confident. All 3 of these guys can really shoot it. And, that puts a lot of pressure on other teams because who do you kind of stop? What do you do? And so it's something that, same thing with Ryland. We were really after him out of high school and would have liked to have had him. He stayed a little bit closer to home, but when he did leave, it was right away, hey, let's see if we can get him to come down, because it is a long way from Gibson City to come down to WT, but we're really happy that he's here in a Buffalo.
For West Texas A&M, I'm going to give you guys a chance to talk about your head coach for just a little bit, along with associate head coach Chris Gove. Tom Brown has built something really special here at West Texas A&M. WT with Coach Brown closing in on 250 wins this year, going into his 10th year. The Buffs have been to the national championship. They've been to the Final Four twice, been to the Elite Eight multiple times, and he has been a Lone Star Conference Coach of the Year 4 times. So I'll kind of go down the line here and just ask you guys this. In playing for coaches like Coach Brown and Coach Gove in a program like West Texas A&M, what makes it so fun from a player's perspective?
For me, I think the main thing that makes guys like Coach Brown and Coach Gove special is just like their on and off the court type of relationship. I feel like they let us be ourselves, and it kind of shows out on the court how we play together and how we use each other every day. So
Nice.
Yeah, I would say from a recruiting standpoint, just coming on the visit, you just can tell that they're very honest with you. They're very straightforward, and being here for the year, they're encouraging. They're going to put you in the best position to win and be successful for your career.
Nice. Zach?
Oh yeah, I think with the coaches and then the program as a whole, just being a part of the winning culture, getting to work every day, and everyone has the same goal is a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right, so, Coach, as usual, there will be high expectations, no doubt, here at West Texas A&M going into the 23-24 season, and you have some great players returning. It's evident right here with us today, but you also went far and abroad, and some would even say down under, to go out and get some new talent. So talk about give a little bit of a preview for the 23-24 squad.
Well, we can go through some of the players real quick. We've got a couple juniors in Cameron Bell and Journey Phillips, and they're returners. Cameron's actually, this is going to be his 5th year with us as a junior. He's a great defensive player. Journey's a kid that can really get to the basket, and he's really starting to come on. He's really worked on his 3-point shot, and so we're expecting a lot out of those 2 juniors. And then we have 3 sophomores that all saw action last year: Nicholas Jett from Frisco, Ahmed Mohammed from Glendale, Arizona, and then Brock Mishak, 6'2" Brock Mishak from Fort Collins, Colorado. And Brock came back in great shape. He's ready to go, and he's a competitor. So those 3 are going to all be vying for minutes as well. And then we have 6 freshmen. We don't have any we didn't bring any transfers in this year. All high school players, and 4 of them are Australians.
Okay.
Aussies, Noah Pagodo, Isaac Ayubi, Harrison Evans, and then Mackenzie Morgan.
Okay.
And all 4 of those guys, we talk about them every day after practice, and our other 2 freshmen, Kemper Jones from Canyon and Kieran Elliott from Lubbock Trinity Christian, Lubbock, Texas. We talk about those 4 freshmen. It's so funny because some days some of them look really good, and some of them look like a freshman. And so we kind of have to try to get rid of that and figure out who can do it, who can be consistent, who can we count on in practice, because those are the guys that are going to be in the game starting November 3rd and November 5th when we go down to Lubbock to tip off against Illinois Springfield and Southeastern Oklahoma State. And so we're really looking for consistency. We know what we're getting out of these guys. We know what we're getting out of Cameron and Journey and our 3 sophomores as well, but we're just looking for that consistency from our freshmen. And some of them, I think, at some point in time can be really good.
Yeah.
It's going to take a little time, though, because right now they're freshmen.
All right, we're getting ready for the season to start. Coach, good luck. Guys, good luck. Thanks for being with me here today. All right, that's going to do it for you're welcome. That's going to do it for the 2023 Men's LSC Online Media Day. Buffs in action again starting that first week in November at the D2 CCA Tip-Off Classic over at LCU.